Hi everyone. So previously we had discussed on the topic abstraction, and we are discussing on the this one four pillars and the oops actually, right? So today let's discuss on the topic polymorphism actually. Polymorphism. Let's get into the definition part here. Polymorphism means one object, many forms. Yeah. We'll consider one object which has many forms. Let's see that one in the detail here. In Java, basically polymorphism, what it does, it allows the same method name. Yeah. So within the class, as we are going with the OOP, so we'll be making use of the class. So within the class, we can just create as many methods as we want, right? So it allows the same method name actually. It allows the same method name to behave differently based on the object that is calling it. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Again, just listen to this carefully. In Java, it allows the same method name to behave differently based on the object that is calling it. Yeah. We can have the different method names actually, right? But it behaves differently. Yeah, same method name, but the behavior will be different based on the object that is calling it, right? Behavior will be based on the particular object that is calling it, right? So this is it about the polymorphism. Let's move on with the explanation part here. Polymorphism is achieved mainly through the method overriding and the inheritance. Yeah, inheritance we have not this one discussed that one yet. We will be discussing that one in the future. See, polymorphism is achieved mainly through the method overriding and inheritance. At the runtime, what happens? Java decides which method implement to with which method implementation to execute actually. Yep. So at runtime, what happens? Java decides which method implementation to execute. Right. Again, polymorphism is achieved. How polymorphism is achieved actually? Polymorphism is achieved mainly through the method overriding and inheritance. This one just keep this in mind. This might be asked in the interviews as well if you're giving the interviews for the fresher. Basically, it will be asked in the fresher interviews, right? Polymorphism is achieved mainly through the method overriding and inheritance. At the runtime, basically, Java decides which method implementation to execute basically, right? So it will be based on the actual object, not the reference type. Again, it will be based on the actual object, not the reference type. So this is it for the polymorphism. Let's try to understand the exact same thing with a example, right? So I'll just go with a class here. Yeah, let me go with a class animal. Yeah, so this is the parent class actually. Within the animal class, so let's go with some method. I'll just go with a method sound here, right? Method sound here, right? So within the sound method, so let's go with the default behavior for the animal. So I'll just go with system out println here. So let me go with animal makes a sound actually. Animal makes a sound. So this is fine. So let's do one thing. So this is the parent class, right? So I'll just come out of this one entirely. Now let's go with one more class named dog actually, which extends the which sorry not executes actually, which extends this one animal. Yeah, which extends the parent class nothing but the animal. Yep. So now so basically, let's consider the sound method again, which overrides the parent class method, right? I'll just make use of the this one override here, right? I'll just go with a override decorator here, right? So I'll just go with void. So let me go with the sound here. This is fine. And within the sound method, let's go with a dog specific behavior. I'll just go with system out println. So this is fine. So let me go with dog barks actually. Yep, dog barks. So this is fine. This is fine and simple. Yep. So what is happening here? The method sound. So here we have already mentioned the sound method within the parent class animal. So this is a dog class. It is extending the animal, nothing but the parent class. And so we have went with the override decorator here. Clearly, you can just see, right? So this sound method, what it is doing, this method overrides the parent class method. Yeah. So this is nothing but dog specific behavior, right? So this is only related to the dog actually. This is dog specific behavior, right? So we can just go with the same method, right? And with a different class name, right? That extends the animal. Next, I can just go with a cat actually. And cat doesn't bark, right? Cat, I'll just go with a cat meow, something like that. Yeah. In our case here, it is related to the dog and we have given dog barks here. Again, this is the doc specific behavior, right? Accordingly with the definition, right? This is the doc specific behavior. I'll just come out of this one. Let me copy this entire thing and let me paste it over here. Next, let me go with a cat instead of the dog. Yeah, let me do the same thing actually. You'll understand this one even better. So here, I'll just go with a cat meows actually. I'll just go with cat meows actually, right? So here what is happening again, right? So this method sound, the same method actually. What it is doing, this particular method overrides the parent class method and it is a cat specific behavior. Cat meows, right? So this is not related to the dog. This is completely related to the behavior of the cat actually. This is cat specific behavior, right? So um, this is it for the code actually. Usually, I take the example usage from the Google. Let me do that. Just give me a second here. So I'll do one thing. So let me come here and let me paste it over here, right? So what we are doing, so this is the parent class. Animal is the parent class. So this one, the main one, right? So what is happening here? Parent class reference, it is holding the dog object. Next, parent class reference holding this one dog. Parent class reference holding the cat object, the second one. So then method call will be resolved at the runtime as per the discussion actually, right? In Java it allows the same method name to behave differently based on the object that is calling it. This is fine. And see here, this one at runtime Java decides which method implementation to execute. So we are going with here a1 related to the dog, a2 related to the cat actually. So we are going with the a1 dot sound. A1 dot sound means dog barks. First we have to get the output dog barks. Then we are going with the a2 dot sound, meaning here a2 is related to the cat. And so this one we have to get cat meows actually. Let's see the same. Let me run the code here. See here, dog barks, cat meows is the output that we are getting again. So method call is resolved at the runtime as per the discussion, and whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct. So this is it for the polymorphism. Yeah, simple one, man. Yep. We have already discussed. This is the third one actually. We have already discussed encapsulation, abstraction. Now we have discussed the polymorphism as well. We are left with only one topic, nothing but this one. What do we call? Uh, Inheritance actually. Inheritance is also very simple concept actually, right? So let's discuss some of the real world applications of the polymorphism where we use polymorphism basically, right? So polymorphism, we can just make use of the polymorphism in the, or it is usually used in the payment systems actually. When I say payment system, see, payment system, whether it can be within the payment methods can include this one through the credit card, UPI, net banking, wallet, etc. Right? Same payment pay, we can just go with the same method pay, but it behaves differently, right? It can behave differently or it behaves differently, that we can do. So this is how we can implement polymorphism within the payment systems. Then logging frameworks actually. When I say logging framework, see, logger consists of the file logger, whether it may be DB logger, database logger, console logger, etc. Again, the same method we can use to behave differently. Then it is used in the game development as well, mainly. Yeah, when I say game development, so we will be having the different characters, right? So suppose if we are going with any some strategic game which consists of the warrior, mage, um, as well as the archer as well, right? Same attack method, but different behavior for the warrior, for the mage, as well as the archer actually, right? So this is used in, this can be used in the game development in this way. Then it is used in the frameworks as well, right? It is used in the frameworks as well, usually in the Spring or the Hibernate. It is used in the frameworks like Spring or the Hibernate. See, so we'll be going with the interfaces as well as the multiple implementation that will be chosen at the runtime when it comes to the Spring as well as the Hibernate. So these are some of the real world applications of the this one polymorphism where uh, where we can make use of, or yeah, where we can make use of the polymorphism. Yep. So this is it for the polymorphism. Next, what we'll be doing, let's go with the complexities part actually. So I'll just go with time complexity and the space complexity here, right? Let's discuss the same. So time complexity would lead to big of 1 as well as the space complexity leads to big of 1 as well. The time complexity and the space complexity both leads to big of 1. Because see, time complexity is big of 1 because method overriding resolution uses dynamic dispatch here. right? And the method call takes constant time, so overall it will lead to big of one itself. And what would be the space complexity here? Space complexity, no extra memory is being used here for the polymorphic behavior itself, right? So only object reference are involved. So overall time complexity and the space complexity would lead to big of one and big of one respectively, right? So now, yeah, now we are done with the complexities part actually. Again, so let me tell you one thing, just listen to this carefully. So we are done with the this one, sorry, polymorphism concept actually. See, polymorphism allows Java to choose the correct method at the runtime mainly. Polymorphism allows Java to choose the correct method at runtime, making the code flexible, extensible, as well as reusable, right? So just keep this one point in the mind. So this is it about the polymorphism. Yep. Next we are left with only one this one, the main pillar or one pillar in the OOPS concepts, nothing but the inheritance, right? For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.